Guys,
what happened to the rest?
Can you hear me?
The rest of the song.
Guys, the song got cut off, but we'll bring it back at some point. Guys, the Webinar Seminar is live. How you guys feeling?
Fantastic.
We're back. Good. It's been a long time. Last time you guys saw me, I was only a father of one. Now I'm a father of two.
Whoa.
The Web Nation just grew by one. One more
listener, baby. One at a time.
One more sub.
We're slowly adding them in, guys. But guys, tonight we're talking about what we truly, truly want. I've got some boys with me. As usual, I'm your host, Mac Nora. We got our producer, Dabe the Brutalist himself, the brutalist of all VHS. He's very brutal. He's brutal when it comes to VHS sales. We also got our supporting host, a complete Jacob. He's a complete package of a young man. Jake, how's it going?
Oh, it's going well.
Good, bro.
He's not unknown, actually.
Yeah, he's known. He's very known. We got a guest as well. We have two guests tonight. We have Colin himself, my cousin. Colin. Colin, how's it going, man? I like your background. I like that was a really good moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a iconic moment in history.
It was. And of course, we have our final guest, my brother-in-law's brother, Elijah Perez himself. He's so loose.
I was hoping you would do the Elijah Perez. It was right there.
He didn't have to do him like that.
Dude, sorry, bro.
That was what I was hoping for.
You're just so loose.
I was gonna rag you on it not doing it if you didn't do it, but I'm glad you did. So,
dude, I love it. Well, guys, I'm so glad we're back. It's been a crazy week. We've got 2 episodes out, guys. Go check out those episodes. We got some crazy content. Dave's making shorts for us. He's making short form videos as well, Wade. So thank you for doing that, Dabe. So tonight, Dave's going to give us a little story. We're going to have a little story time with Dave, VHS time. And then we're going to jump into our Oscar 2024. Actually, is it 2024? What do you say? 2024, 2025? How does that work, Jake?
I don't know.
2024 movies?
It's 25. It's 25.
25.
It's 24 movies, but it's 25. It's stupid. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, Dave, give us the business.
Yeah, guys. So I just got a fun little story for you. It's kind of a roller coaster for me. I was late one night scrolling eBay like one does in my position. And so I stumbled across this lot of 8 VHS tapes. Mostly random junk, but I see in there's the Holy Grail, Chicken Little, which is the 2005 animated Disney movie. And in VHS world, it's rare as heck because, as you know, VHS stopped being produced after 2005.
Yeah.
Chicken Little here is one of the ultra rare releases. It's right up there with Cars. It's not quite like Cars. Cars is probably about $1,000 tape, but Chicken Little easily run you $150 to $200.
Dang.
So the seller didn't realize what they had. It was just lumped in with a bunch of stuff. So I'm thinking, jackpot. Here we go. I'm gonna get this. So I get it. I win. I had to pay up a little bit, but I win. And it comes in the mail, and I'm digging through the stack, and I grab Chicken Little, throw everything else to the side.
Don't tell me.
I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it looks good. I pop it into the VCR, and all of a sudden it comes up, and it's like, this DVD is, equipped with Disney's Fast Play. And I was like, DVD? On my CRT TV on a VHS player? I'm like, that's super weird. So I'm like, did I just get scammed? But I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, it looks legit, like everything. And then I notice on the side it does say with Disney's Fast Play. I'm like, Disney's Fast Play on a VHS, because that was like the thing that
I remember that
the menu.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the heck? So I was like, I'm looking at him like, the label looks clean and glossy and everything. And I'm just like, some guy was like probably in his basement, and he's like, you know what? I have a dream. I'm going to just make bootleg VHS tapes that look legit.
Oh,
but from the DVD.
No.
It has to be what it is. I don't know. I cannot explain it. I mean, here, I got a visual. I'll show you. I mean, it looks legit, right? Like VHS.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now I'm just I got mixed feelings. Because like on one hand, I'm kind of bummed I didn't get a $200 tape, but I've also got this extremely rare, well-made bootleg VHS tape. So Yeah, if anyone out there knows about these DVD to VHS hybrids, hit me up. I'm dying to know more. I have no idea what's up with that.
Elijah, what's your theory about this?
Well, my theory is there's a guy out there. The thing is, there's a guy for everything. Any type of guy you can think of, that guy's out there. There's a guy out there who loved Chicken Little so much. It was just all about Chicken Little, had it on VHS, and then his VHS ate the tape. Because that was a thing VHS players did, right? They're eating tape all the time.
Definitely.
His VHS player ate his tape. He's devastated. What am I going to do? These are so ultra rare. I can't get one of these anywhere. He goes and he takes his Chicken Little DVD that he already has, records it onto video cassette tape, sticks it in the old sleeve. So what you have right there, Dave, is an original Chicken Little sleeve with the redone tape.
Wait, do you think they recorded over the actual Chicken Little with a DVD version?
They had to because
it's gotta be.
They had the Disney Fast Play thing up on the screen.
Here's the
That
question.
only is on the DVD.
Wait, here's the
because
question.
he had a DVD. He recorded DVD. You can record DVDs to be there. He has
Dude,
that.
it's not
yeah.
like shaky
Yeah, you can
footage.
take over.
That's what I was like blown away by.
Here's the
Like,
question.
This dude is like in his basement with a stack of tapes, a really good ripper, and like a dream. You know, he's just
Yeah, a true legend. There's a guy for everything. That's the guy for that.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
That
Wait,
is weird.
could you edit out the fast play part and just sell it as is and be just like, you know what? It's the real
okay.
DVD,
This is
it's
the part
real-
I wasn't
it's
going
the
to
real
say,
deal.
but I did try to sell it because I was like, I'm still going to try to make some money off of this because I don't think I want a fake copy. So I put it up there on eBay and it actually got taken down because I didn't put the word, you know,
You put
no,
fake?
no, they make you say blank. If you want to sell it, you have to sell it as a blank. If you put the word bootleg, they think you ripped it, so it's technically copyright. So I ended up getting that taken down and a strike on my store, so I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm just stuck with this thing.
Wade Michael, you naughty man.
Wade, what if you sell it as not? You don't say blank. You don't say bootleg, obviously.
I just tried to sell it as Chicken Little DVD.
Well,
or Blu-ray.
you take a lot of pictures. You make sure it has the fast play print in the picture. You take a picture of it on the TV with the fast play logo on it, so that way someone who buys it can't be upset that it's not authentic.
That's I probably could try again,
But maybe they don't know the difference.
That's the thing. I'm like, is this?
They start punching the air like,
It's gotta be just one dude thing.
I got one question for you.
Okay.
What would Jesus do?
Dang.
Good question.
Jesus
right.
isn't cutting off the fast play. I'll tell you that much.
That perfectly segues into our next topic, the Oscars.
Sure.
Dave, bring up our graphic.
Here
for
we
the
go, guys.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
Incredible.
welcome to Dabe
go.
versus the Oscars, the only show where one man with absolute no context dares to guess the plots of movies from Hollywood that are so-called the best. Will Dave guess the plot correctly tonight? Probably not, but we're here for the journey, guys. So let's jump into this, Dave. Are you excited?
All right, I'm excited. Let's do this.
This is our third year in a row, guys. Isn't that insane?
third annual. People.
that's crazy. I can't.
That's so crazy. This pod is 3 years old. Actually, is it older than 3 years old?
Nope, 2022.
Okay,
That's when we started. Yep.
that's awesome.
It started
dude.
in like the summer, I think.
I'm not gonna say that I came up with the idea for Dave to guess the Oscar movie plots, but I came
did.
up with the idea.
No, we'll
for
get
Dave
it.
to
He
guess
did.
the
He
Oscar
did.
movie
He did.
plots.
Good idea.
Um,
Someone who's seen none of them.
So let's get some context for everybody. Wade, how many of the Oscar best picks have you seen?
I've seen one.
I've
that
seen 3. Colin, how many have you seen?
6.
Jake,
6.5.
6.5. Elijah,
6.
6. Okay.
Okay, well,
Interesting.
we'll see if we have
There's
some
some
overlap.
juggling here, yeah.
Last
see
year, I think I had them all done by the time we did this, but this year I have a fiance and she's trying to watch all the movies with me. So my schedule, I can't just bang them all out in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
couple
Yeah,
afternoons.
those
I gotta-
fiancés. Yeah.
You
I
still
gotta wait
have
for someone else's schedule to open up.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
it's easier once she's beyond fiance and when she's wife because you can just say, "I'm watching this movie." Sit down, leave, whatever.
Whoa.
I don't care.
Are you saying your wife doesn't have any agency? I don't know
Cut
about
that,
that
cut
one.
that, cut that.
All right, we jumping in the first one.
Let's do it. This is crazy, Wade.
All right, here
Can
we
you
go.
do this? The first one.
First movie.
Based off of the poster, Wade, what do you think this is, Wade?
Okay, I mean, I've heard about this one. I think
Okay.
it's Tim Chalamet's his breakout role here for Bob Dylan, I think, right?
Yeah.
Apparently Bob Dylan was completely unknown, I guess. But, and then he just created a style and he makes this unique style. And gets a lot of people surrounding him. I don't know. He starts from nothing and becomes world famous. Is that
guys, is he right?
Yeah. So I haven't seen this one, but I'm a big Bob Dylan guy. Everyone knows that about me. Number one Bob Dylan. Made my thing number one
Really?
Bob Dylan guy. Love Bob. Anyway, this is it's like a movie about a very specific like 3-year segment of Bob's life from 61 to 64.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's basically
He's seen the movie. He's seen the movie. He's talking about the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I just love Bob Dylan.
He's like, I haven't seen the movie, and then he's like, this is exactly what it's about.
Wait, dude, you didn't see it, Elijah?
No, I didn't.
What? And you're a big Bob man? You're a big Bob
Again,
head?
there's someone else who wants to see this movie with me that I am slightly beholden to in my viewing of this movie.
So Wade, you've gotten 1 out of 10. We'll give you a prize if you get all 10 tonight.
Okay.
So guys, let's jump into this. So Jacob and Colin have seen it, right?
Yep.
Okay, break it down for us. You don't have to spoil anything, I guess, but tell us how it is, how much you liked it. What did you think of it?
It happened. Can you really spoil history? But
oh yeah, true. Spoil who Bob Dylan is to me.
No, it was great.
Spoil me.
Like Elijah said, it was focusing on his life from when he got started in the folk scene in Greenwich Village in New York, and went up until when he started using electric instruments in his music, which was pretty controversial in the community that had welcomed him.
It's very naughty.
Yeah, he was very naughty. So it was really interesting picture at that time.
Interesting.
He's a American hero, American legend.
Was he breaking the bounds? He's breaking the boundaries.
Just breaking boundaries.
Was he breaking bad? Technically,
he's like on the top.
Yeah.
He's like top 5 coolest guys who've ever lived.
Yeah.
Is he still alive? He's
He
still
is.
alive, right?
Yes, yeah.
He's still crushing it. Still living like a
80-something.
wild man.
Yeah.
Dang. Colin, how did you feel about it?
Okay, so the only thing I knew about Bob Dylan before I went into this movie was that my 9th grade English teacher loved him, and that's all I knew. That's even how I knew about Bob Dylan. And I went in, and I knew James Mangold was directing, so I was like, all right, it's probably going to be pretty decent because I like Logan, I like Wolverine. I have Walk the Line. I've just never watched it, and now that I've seen this movie, I'm 100%.
Oh, you have to.
People have said Bob Dylan famously very similar to the Wolverine. That is the number one thing people always say.
It's
about
like
Bob Dylan.
number 1 coolest guy ever. The Wolverine number 2.
But just similar personalities as well, right?
Rio. Yeah.
Similar levels of physique. I'm pretty sure.
But no, I loved it. I went in just watching it, and I was like, this was my favorite movie out of all the 6 that I watched.
Dang, what?
I think Complete
Hot
Unknown
take.
is my favorite. Yeah.
Hot take.
That's probably my hot take for the evening.
I love it.
Does it have you spinning? Does it have you spinning Bob on Spotify now to get you?
Oh yeah,
I went the music.
I left the theater and I was I put on
brother.
Bob Dylan, listened to that all the way home.
Dang.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah.
So how's it compared to other biopics?
That's a great question, Dabe, because
Thank
it's
you.
totally different. Because like Elijah said, it focuses on 3 or 4 years of his life. It's not bothered with his family or how he grew up. It doesn't care about his later years or
What about his
anything like
lady
that.
friends?
The lady friends are a big part of it. From what I understand, his first his girlfriend in the movie is a real person, but they changed her name and story a bit out of respect because she's obviously no longer in his life. The movie's about their relationship starting and then deteriorating. Spoiler.
Come on.
But Joan Baez is also a huge part of the movie, and she was a frequent collaborator of his. And the relationship between them is just so interesting in real life and in the movie. So that was just a a fantastic juxtaposition. It's not a great date night movie. He's bouncing between these girls like crazy.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's going to get a
Does
couple.
not care about them.
Yeah, that's going to get a couple.
Dang.
On your date.
See, the
But he
thing
was a good
about
artist.
writing songs, you got to keep the heart in motion. You got to, otherwise the
Yeah.
songs get stagnant. Look
Yeah.
at me. I'm in a committed relationship. I haven't written a song in years. I just stop. So when you got all this drama, you can just keep writing the good stuff. So Bob knew.
So
Why
Wade,
not?
to kind of finish your question, it has the similar beats of I'm a nobody, I find success, I make a controversial decision that biopics kind of have a lot, but since it's so focused on this small moment of his life, it's a really unique kind of story in terms of biopics.
Cool.
One of my favorite supporting actor performances of the year is in this movie. It's Edward Norton, who's great in
It's
everything.
very good.
Dude.
He usually plays maybe a little rough, a little odd, but in this movie he goes complete wholesome, to the point where sometimes his character was heartbreaking, and he's watching. He took Bob Dylan under his wing. He plays Pete Seeger, and he took Bob Dylan under his wing, introduced him into the folk community, and then he feels kind of betrayed when Bob starts to go electric, so to speak.
How dare him?
And it
How
was just
dare
a
you.
really, really nuanced and almost like sad performance. So unusual from Edward Norton for me. I was pretty moved by it.
Isn't there a Johnny Cash performance in this?
There is.
There is.
How is
Boyd
that?
Holbrook.
Because
Boyd Holbrook.
I love Walk the Line. I know it's a sad movie, but how does this compare?
I have not seen Walk the Line.
Walk the Line's incredible.
See, I need to
So
watch
good.
it.
So
But
good.
it's interesting because I didn't even recognize Boyd Holbrook. I was like, who the heck is that? When I was watching it, and I looked it up because I was the only one in my theater. It was great. I was sitting all the way in the back row.
That's the Logan crossover, right?
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta have a Logan crossover.
Shared universe.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be sick. No, but shoot, I lost my train of thought.
But yeah,
No, you're
Boyd Holbrook.
But
he was
yeah,
badass.
you don't even recognize him, and
Dang.
I was like, is that really him? Because he looks so much different, but he does a good job.
My one experience with Bob Dylan is I don't know if you guys have seen Watchmen, Zack Snyder's Watchmen. There's the one scene where it like shows the years of the Watchmen or whatever, and it's his one song where it's like the harmonica song. I don't even remember. Yeah, the times are changing, right? Yeah.
The harmonica
You
song.
can't say the
Yes.
harmonica song doesn't really narrow it down
Yeah.
for Bob.
Okay, sorry.
We're in the dozens there.
Bob dozens. Bob is
Yeah,
a
maybe
noted
over
lover of the
100.
harp.
Wade, how about you? Do you have any Bob Dylan experience, Wade, or no?
It's kind of funny. The only thing I can think of is there's a Weird Al song he called Bob, where he just did a bunch of palindromes in a row, which are like the same words forwards and backwards.
Oh,
but
yeah.
in like the style of Bob Dylan. So I call it Bob. That's the only
That's
thing
hilarious.
I know about Bob Dylan.
Nice. So, guys, are you good to move on? How do you feel about Bob? How do
We
you
got
feel
to pick
about
up the pace. I don't think
a
we're going
complete-
to get through all
Yeah,
10.
great.
If we
Yeah,
can-
great
Yeah,
movie.
great.
All right, we'll go.
Deserves-
Next one.
Yep.
Dave? What is this? Honora.
And Honora.
Honora.
Okay. Looks like a princess. And maybe a
Of some
commoner.
sorts.
Maybe they defy all hookup culture and they actually get married and have a happy life. They look so happy.
Dang.
He is so close to being right.
You're so close, Wade,
Really?
but not
that's-
really, right?
Just a
They
slight
do get
twist.
married. They do
Yeah.
defy hookup culture.
Oh, really? Good.
However you phrase that, they definitely that happens.
But
Okay.
she's not a princess, right?
Ma-
Is she a princess?
Of
What
certain,
is a princess?
circles, in certain spaces, some might say.
All right. Give
All
us
right, so what
who's-
what's it actually about?
Yeah, what have you got?
What's the joke here?
Did everyone else see? Have you
I
guys
haven't.
seen
I haven't seen it. No.
No.
I know the joke. I know what you're talking about.
But I know what
Well,
it's about.
she's a stripper who
Oh.
marries the son of a Russian oligarch, and then has like a to help him get like a American citizenship or whatever.
Nice.
But he's just like a total deadbeat. And then
Interesting.
so she marries him, and then his parents get angry at him and send these Armenian guys to beat him up and get him back in line. And then he runs away, and the Armenians like bring her along to try and track him down. They finally track him down. The Russian oligarch comes back. Everyone yells and gets angry, and then she goes home, and her life goes back to normal. She's back to being a stripper.
Okay.
Oh, so Elijah, you saw this?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it? I've heard it's like pretty. It's like is it like Pretty Woman? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's kind of like
The
what's
gist
the
of
word?
it.
The like selling line is that it's Pretty Woman for Gen Z.
Okay.
But
Oh, stripper.
plug my letterbox here. My letterbox review of this movie was that it tries to be both Pretty Woman combined with Uncut Gems, and it's really not as good at being either of those movies as those movies are. So if you're in the mood for seeing Pretty Woman, just go watch Pretty Woman. If you're in the mood for seeing Uncut Gems, go watch Uncut Gems. Or Good Time, I think was the other one.
So you didn't enjoy it? You didn't enjoy this?
Not really. No, not for me.
Boys, none of you guys saw it?
I haven't seen it.
Yep. I guess we can just go on then, right?
All right, let's move on.
Depends if you like strippers, though. This is the movie for you.
Yeah, great, great.
I will throw that.
Colin's
caveat
taking
at.
notes. Colin's like, okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I'm not that guy, but if that's your scene, that's the movie for you. Not
Well-
this. This is not the movie for you. If that's
What
your
would
scene.
Jesus do? Remember.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right, next one, Wade. What's this one about? Conclave,
What's a
starring
conclave?
Voldemort.
Does anyone even know? Does anyone
Yes.
have a definition for me? I guess that's the point I'm
Conclave?
trying to guess here.
No, yeah, it's you guess.
Looks
Why,
like
stop
a
asking us. Go.
looks like a Pope origin story, maybe. how the original Pope. We'll call him Jonathan. Jonathan Pope created a conclave of people surrounding him. How's that sound?
The MCU. It's
Pope
the
origin
of-
story is
of-
actually really good.
Jonathan
of the
Pope.
Roman Catholic Church.
Jonathan Pope.
It is a Pope origin story.
Pope origin story is really
true.
good.
Dang, it actually is. Okay, Wade, that's 2.
Yes, I got it right.
of sorts.
Pope origin story.
Are
2 out of 10, Wade. You
Are
got
we doing
this.
spoilers on this podcast or not? What's the
Go for it.
Okay.
We don't
Yeah,
care.
For it.
Just know because this one's got a pretty big.
I've
twist
seen
to
this
it.
one.
It's
I've
one-
seen this
Really?
one.
Big twist in this
Okay.
one for sure at the end.
Mhm.
Conclave, starring Ralph Fiennes, beautiful man, played Voldemort, as you all know. He's like this troubled. What even is he?
He's a cardinal.
He's a cardinal. There you go. He's in the Catholic Church, high
Like
up.
a bird? Or no, I'm just kidding. Okay. Bad joke.
He's close to the Pope. He's close to the Pope, Wade. The Pope dies.
clear.
Yeah,
the
I
bird.
got you. Yeah.
Wade, the Pope dies. There's possibly
What?
some foul
How's this
play.
his origin story then?
No, whoa, wait.
This
Wait.
is-
They got to appoint a new Pope, Wade.
Oh,
That's
don't
why
think-
this is a Pope origin story. The next Pope.
I don't think
okay.
there was any foul play.
Is his
The
name
Pope
Jonathan?
died. I think
Just
the
by
Pope
chance.
just died. He just straight up.
Yeah,
died.
I know. That's the one thing I was sad about. I wanted it to, I was like, this is like a thriller. Like they
Someone
built up the
killed the
suspense
Pope.
so well. And I was like, dang, this could be really good. And then the end just like, I feel like the end just like tanked it for me. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this movie?
Pope fell off.
Mhm.
I loved it. It's one of my favorites this year.
I liked it too, but it's
I-
not like
I did think because I didn't really know much starting it. I did think it was going to be like a Clue like thriller because they kind of set that up. They were like, "Who was the last person to talk to him? Oh, what were they talking about?" But instead, it's really about how all the cardinals come together. They come together. They call it a conclave. I didn't know any of this. I don't even know if it's accurate, but they come together in a
I think
conclave.
it is.
That's
And-
true. All that is true.
And they pretty much vote on who's going to be the next pope, and until somebody has what is it like a super majority, like above
yeah,
70%,
yeah.
they can't decide,
73.
and they can only vote like once a day. So it's days and days, and it's about all these popes or all these cardinals.
There's
and,
liberal cardinals and there's conservative cardinals.
and they're all
basically.
vying for their parties and their countries. And some of them are scheming, and some of them are acting humble, but they're really scheming. And
Or some of them are
plotting.
blackmailing each other, right?
Yeah, there's some blackmail going on, and
It's like, dang.
There's some juicy drama in this movie. It's a lot of fun.
Some of them are blasting heaters in the courtyard. Some of them
Yeah.
are smoking vapes.
Yeah, some of them are
Yeah.
vaping cardinals.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, the big mystery is there's a cardinal who shows up and nobody knows him. He says he's the cardinal in Kabul. He's like in Afghanistan, and he's like, because I'm in Afghanistan, my existence is a secret. And they're kind of like,
yeah, that's right.
they're like, okay, like we'll let this guy in.
He knew the Pope though.
He knew the Pope very well. Is how
Yeah.
he gets in.
Ralph Fiennes is
Undercover
piecing
cardinal.
everything together. Ralph Fiennes is like kind of like the leader, is what it feels like. He's like the spokesperson for all the cardinals.
He's the one appointed by the Pope.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the head of the conclave to run the meeting.
I really liked his character. I liked his speech about uncertainty. Like, is certainty a sin? It's kind of a weird speech. I don't really know how I feel about that being a pastor, but I don't know really what he was trying to say. Like, we can't be certain.
It's movie pastor.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was quite good. I liked it very much. I enjoyed this movie. That was good.
Someone want to give the twist to Wade?
You don't have to. We will, just in case. I don't care.
You think you'll watch it, Wade?
You want to watch it?
No, but
You care about the Catholic Church?
Oh, I bet, dude. It just cracks me up seeing all the scheming and all that. And you have to ask, like, was there ever supposed to be this much just stuff in the church? It's so annoying. The fact that it becomes so political.
Yeah.
Not political like we would think about in the U.S., but within their organization, it's just ridiculous. And
Yeah. It kind of turns out, Wade, that the person they appoint has what do they have? They have XY chromosome or whatever. What's that called?
The person, they're intersex, so
They're
they're
intersex.
like a
Yeah.
man
Oh,
who
like
also
XXY.
has women's part.
like his chromosomes are wrong. Yeah.
But he was born with it, so it's like I don't understand why that was the big plot twist. I wanted murder. You know what I'm saying? I wanted deception.
I thought that's where it was going to, and then I was like, "Oh, that was the end of it." Like,
Yeah, I thought like he possibly have killed the
I thought,
was that
he
a big
was,
scandal,
I thought
though?
he was like someone
In
who
in
forged
Kabul,
his way
he
in
killed
to the.
I thought he was
to
trying to
the
infiltrate the
papacy.
Catholic Church and become the Pope. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that's where I thought it was going. I think the whole point of revealing that he was born with like wrong chromosomes was because the whole movie, it's the argument between the conservative factions and the liberal factions, and Stanley Tucci's character is talking about, like, I think women should be in ministry, and the Italian guy is like, I think we should go to war against the Muslims, and it's just supposed to be like all these ideas clashing, and at the end of the day, they think, because that's what happens is by the way, there's like terrorist attacks happening outside of the Vatican City, and they're not allowed to know because they're sequestered. So the guy who was in the running, he was Italian. He makes a big speech after a terrorist attack to the cardinals. He says we should start a war. We should take these people down. And the secret guy, who wasn't supposed to be there, he makes a speech about, like, maybe we should be better than that, and yes, they elect him the Pope kind of on an impulse. And so I think that the twist about him having those wrong chromosomes is supposed to make Ray Fiennes' character kind of be like, I don't know what to believe anymore. What kind of world am I even in? But yeah, it was
the ending
they're all
was
like
Go ahead.
like bad, kind of. Sorry. They all have like problems, like or they all have like a past, and they're not like perfect. And so like that's kind of the whole thing. It's like they're trying to find this almost like a Jesus figure to lead them, but it's not.
Nobody's perfect. Yeah,
exactly.
It had some interesting points, but kind of like Cam said, the theology of it all is just a little not quite there. So I'll give it a thumbs up as a movie, but I'm not gonna like stake my claim on it. Just because. Yeah.
All right, guys, before we move on, we've got a comment here I think we need to...
My hope is that Jacob and Elijah argue at some point. That would pique my interest. Sporta.
We're working up to it, baby.
Oh, I bet we'll
He's
get
already said
right.
like 7 things I've let slide.
Oh, man.
Dang.
Just kidding.
Here we
All right,
go.
guys. Next.
What is this? What even is this movie?
This is the one I have seen, shockingly. I know you guys are all shocked out there.
Dune Part 2. Beautiful movie. Beautiful.
Yep. I
5
can't
stars.
I can't even guess because I know it already.
Dave,
Gorgeous,
you love
beautiful
this
motion
movie.
Picture.
Dave, get
do.
into it. Get into it since you already know it. You don't have to guess it. I'll give you 3 out of 10. I'll put it in
I
there.
mean, sequel to a critically acclaimed Dune, follows Paul Atreides, the Muad'Dib, the Lisan al Gaib.
He's a shy halud.
Yep. He mounts the sandworm in this one. Takes down the Empire. Yeah, it was a work of art, masterpiece.
Go listen to our previous episode on it. Don't we? We've already broken it down,
yes,
haven't
we did. Yep, it'll be on Spotify.
So yeah, guys, how do you feel about this one? Dune Part 2.
It's a movie that's so good and so unpretentious that it's a miracle it's even here. It's so good that even pretentious people can't deny it. It's just it's fantastic. One of the best ones of the
Dang.
year.
Yeah.
That's crazy because it's sci-fi. It's usually not the
Love
kind of,
sci-fi.
not the kind of movie that makes it to those kind of lists. So
Yeah. Anybody else? How you feeling?
I saw it in theaters like 7 times.
Nice. Yeah.
how many of those were IMAX?
5.
Nice.
Once you saw it in IMAX, then saw it in non-IMAX, you're like, I can't watch this. This is unwatchable. You needed the IMAX. The
Yeah.
IMAX experience was incredible.
The
When you
fact
got on
we
that
don't
worm,
have
baby, come on. You was riding that worm?
Yes, it was so good.
I'm sad I
Wild.
didn't see it in IMAX. I've seen side by sides of the regular print versus the IMAX print, and it's kind of ridiculous how much the IMAX print seems to really improve the movie, just in terms of the visuals.
the
This
fact we
one
don't have an
for
IMAX
I
theater
will.
out here is crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
In Lynchburg, it's like a crime.
Ooh,
It
I'm
is a crime.
sorry. What a shame.
You gotta. Where do you have to drive? Like Richmond?
Yeah, I think you got to go to Richmond.
Would have been
Used to be one of Charlottesville
worth it for
closed.
Dune 2. Make that drive. The thing, I think the big takeaway on this one, outside of the movie being sick, and that scene where those guys start air scuba diving up to the top,
Yes.
incredible. Anyway, the big takeaway was that I think this is where the Timmy Chalamet thing clicked for me. I locked in. I was like, oh, I get it now. I
Nice.
see why
Yeah.
this
Yes,
guy
that happened to
is-
me too.
Dude, when
Why
he gets
he's
up and he's
good.
like, he gives that riling speech to all the
Oh my
all the
gosh, dude.
women. I mean, that was like,
That gave me
whoa.
freaking chills in the theater. I'm just like
he's very
commanding
good.
respect.
He's very
Yeah.
good. So it got me fully on board with that. I think now I'm
You're
a big
You're a Timmy fan?
Timmy Chalamet guy. Yeah, I was just talking with my brother and my cousin actually, and we were saying how it's a shame that they had in this Passion of the Christ sequel they're doing, they got Jim Caviezel back because I was hoping Timmy Chalamet could be Jesus, but no, you can't get
That's
everything
some
you
good
want in
casting.
life.
Yeah.
That's some good casting. Colin, how do you feel about Dune Part 2? I haven't heard your take on it.
So I watched this once. I have it. I haven't rewatched it. I need to, because I watched Timmy Chalamet in A Complete Unknown, and I was like, I need to go back to Dune Part 2 because I remember it, but I don't remember it like that well. It's been a whole year. I watched it on my honeymoon.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's a good movie for the honeymoon.
Great way to spend
I
the
know.
honeymoon.
Well, because my wife hadn't seen it, and so we watched it, and then we went to the theater and saw it, and so yeah, it was pretty awesome. Because I think because I had seen A Complete Unknown recently, I put this above Dune Part 2 because that was my number 2. Just because I don't remember it super well, but I think if I rewatched it, I would have liked it more.
Great comment. Dune Part 2, best movie of 2024. I agree with that. Sadly. Sorry, Jake.
No, that is not an inappropriate comment.
I mean, I agree. We haven't
I
talked
see
about
it.
Amelia Perez yet, but yeah.
Oh, speaking of
yeah.
that.
Dang. Okay, wait. What is
Great
this?
segue.
Oh, well, I've seen a clip of this, unfortunately.
Well, what do you think it's about?
I have some,
Wait,
Well,
just
anyway,
based off the
it
poster,
seems
Wade.
It seems like Zoe Saldana, instead of trying to be a green woman, a blue woman, she just tries to be a man. Is that right?
Wait, what? What?
Isn't that what this is about?
No, that's the middle person.
No.
Oh, the middle person. It's not Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana helps a man become a woman.
Not just
Nice.
any man.
With the power of what is that like?
She helps a
flowers?
drug lord, a cartel drug lord
Oh,
become a
man.
woman.
Are you serious?
That's the plot, Wade.
Well, wait. This is what's going to interest you, and this is what's weird about this movie. Is
Wade's
that
gonna be
It's
interested.
a musical.
no, well, seemingly its target audience has rejected it because okay, so here's the thing: the trans community doesn't like this movie because the movie portrays the trans character as leaving their family to make their life work, and that's something that they weren't happy with. The Mexican community doesn't like this movie because it seemingly glorifies a cartel leader who is, the number one villain of their country, and offers them a redemption. Also, I don't think a single Mexican person was involved in the production of this movie. It's French. It's a French movie
In
about
Spanish.
Mexico in Spanish. So
Dang.
as far as musicals go, there's what 8 or 9 songs in there, and I think only one of them I was like, nah, that was a good song. Everything else I was kind of like, oh boy.
The clip I saw, the music was terrible.
Okay,
It's-
so
yeah.
All the monotone singing.
that viral clip in a positive way, that viral clip in the movie is supposed to be a ridiculous scene. She's looking for a clinic and she finds that ridiculous place and says, no, absolutely not. But out of context, it's barf worthy of
It's weird.
of
It's
music.
I was going to
There's-
sing it, but I don't think it's appropriate for the.
No.
Just know, if we weren't on air right now, I'd be singing it because it's a heater. Great. song.
The whole movie is entertaining in kind of a car crash way, like telenovela style drama.
You can't look away.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
fitting that the movie ends with a car crash that incinerates like 2 of the main characters. So
What?
Yeah, it's a wild movie.
it's the most ridiculous movie I've ever seen.
Why is it Oscar nominated?
Because that's a great question, and that's where I was going. Because it's okay. So when these movies are getting nominated, not really everybody who's voting has seen them yet. It's more like
What?
Okay, so when they're voting, they've seen the movies, but when they're getting nominated, a lot of times it's studios saying, "Here's our offering," and they're accepting them and things like that. Not everybody's seen it, so there's a good chance that a lot of people in Hollywood trying to check, their boxes are like, "Oh, check. This has got to be great, right?" And I think enough people have seen it now that.
Yeah.
The narrative has kind of shifted. I mean, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is what, like 14%.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's pretty bad. And then this isn't even starting with the controversy about the lead actress and all her tweets about Hitler being right and things like that. It is just,
Oh my.
it is insane.
Elijah,
Anyway,
how you feel about it?
In the real world, as Jacob's saying, it is sort of a DEI pretzel. But that's what adds to the sort of appeal of it. And I think I was been listening for so many weeks and months of people like ragging on this movie that when I went down and sat down to watch it, I think I actually sort of just like enjoyed it in like a contrarian way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so entertaining.
There's definitely like like you're saying, a car crash quality to it that is something else. But it's like there's also an aspect of you're watching. It's like you can't believe this is happening. Like you can't believe this is a thing that someone made, which is incredible. And in that sense, it's better than the last, like 15 Marvel movies, and that someone made this and put time and effort into this and made a crazy thing that's not really like anything else out there, so
Big
in
roast.
that way, like it's not the worst, but
Yeah, dang. Sorry,
Colin.
Marvel fans out there.
Colin, how you feel?
Okay, so this was for me. This was Mrs. Doubtfire meets Narcos. Like that's the only way I could think of it. Because this, okay, so the first half is just her or him transitioning into Amelia, and then the second half, like,
Is there like a makeup scene where like the person with the makeup? I'm sorry.
no, but like he leaves his entire family, fakes his death, and then 5 years pass, and he's like, "Oh, I want my family back." And so he like tries to like reintroduce himself into their lives as like
As a maid?
cousin. No, it's like
Oh,
a cousin.
As a cousin.
Yeah, and
Like, welcome back to my home. You can come back to Mexico. You can live with me. Because
Not to plug my letterbox again, but my review was, wow, this Mrs. Doubtfire remake is crazy. So we're on the same brainwave.
Wavelength. Nice.
But yeah,
All right.
it's just like
We good to go to the next one?
Go for it, Wade.
All right, here we go.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Same.
Well,
Have you guys even seen this?
looks like the dad is
Not
having a
yet.
great time with his kids, and then the mom is a little bit angry looking out into the waves there in the ocean. Let's see. The dad, I guess he's happy with his life, and she's not, but she's still there. So they deal with their struggles. How's that?
Have any of you guys seen it?
I haven't. I'm looking up the synopsis right now to give to you. I know it's basically about a family in Brazil, I believe, during some like social upheaval there.
The 1970s, right?
Yeah, it's 70s.
I don't know what it's. I don't know when it's set, but I know that's
71,
the general. A mother is forced to reinvent herself when her family's life is shattered by an act of arbitrary violence during the tightening grip of a military dictatorship in Brazil in 1971.
See, Wade, why didn't you guess that?
Yeah, why wasn't I more
That's so
serious with
easy.
it? Yeah, of course.
But
Kinda
Wade, I think you're
obvious.
kind of right because she had to reinvent herself. I mean, she's changing, but she's still there.
She's
She's
still
in the
there.
family.
Okay.
I think her husband like goes missing. I think this was like a true story,
Oh,
Could be.
like based on like a real lady.
true
Just her,
tragic
like,
story that I just pooped on. Great.
So
now we feel bad.
the case for this one, I guess, is in the Oscars. They've like expanded the voting body and made it more international. Now there is a strong Brazilian contingent that does vote for Brazilian movies. So there is some speculation that this one has more of a shot than it might have previously. I think this woman, Fernanda Torres, won the Golden Globe for Best Actress.
No way.
it's all in
Crazy.
Portuguese too.
You know, we
Oh,
might be
dang.
seeing this Sunday night. It might be a little sneak up from behind and be kind of the
Something
Yeah.
nobody's watched.
yeah.
Right?
The
'Cause
one
there's-
I kind of like
people
that. A
unexpected.
little surprise, you know.
A lot of
I've been-
people.
I've heard
have
nothing
seen
but
it,
good things.
just
I've-
not
I've
on this
read
podcast.
Some good reviews. So
That's true.
let's
But there's
see.
nowhere to can you stream this currently?
I think it's
Yeah.
still in theaters. Like it has.
No,
Oh.
yeah, you can't stream it. They showed it here in Lynchburg, like one showing because they're doing all the best pictures, but they don't have it
Dang.
here
Crazy.
elsewhere.
Well,
My main thing with this movie is that the actress's name is Fernanda Torres, and every time someone talks about her, I think they're talking about Fernando Torres, who played for Spain in soccer back in like
yeah, I've heard
2005.
that name before.
He was incredible. So every time I hear about that, I think about Fernando Torres, and I'm like, man, I wonder what Fernando's up to these days.
It's a great reminder about those Olympics.
That's my I'm still here takeaway is
Wow.
R.I.P. Fernando Torres, or maybe not R.I.P. He's probably living still, but
But is he still here?
he's still in somewhere on the planet. Yes,
Oh.
he's still here on this planet, as
No,
far as I know.
Fernando Torres died in a car crash last year.
Stop.
Did he really?
No, I'm just making that up.
Emilia Perez style.
Yeah. He was in the trunk, just like Emilia Perez was.
Oh,
the car
okay.
explodes.
Spoiler
Whoa.
alert.
Okay.
No,
Let's
that's what
move
happened.
on. Let's
Dave.
move on.
Give us the next one.
Let's move on.
Nickel Boys.
Nickel Boys. No, what? 2 biopics this year? Is this Nickelback's biopic? The
Yeah.
Nickel Boys from Nickelback?
You wish.
I mean, look at this photograph.
Neither of those guys look like Chad Kroger.
That's my best guess. I don't know. Nickelback biopic.
Yeah, that's not what it's about.
Alright.
I'm halfway
seen
through
this
watching
one.
it right now. That's why I said 6.5. I was watching it and then the pod started, so I came upstairs. But it's about these it's a true. Well, I don't think the story of these guys is based on reality, but the school existed. I think it's the 60s or 70s. I can't really tell when the movie takes place, but the school was apparently really abusive. It was like a reform school, and this guy's on his way to college, and he hitchhikes, and the guy who he hitchhiked with had stolen the car, so he got convicted as an accomplice and sent to this reform school.
Dang.
Yeah, and it's about his life at the reform school. And in real life, this school was shut down in 2009 for failing an inspection, and they found 60 unmarked graves on the campus of kids who had been killed by punishment over the years because of abusive punishment.
Oh my gosh.
The
Yeah,
school's like
it's
100 years old.
yeah, it's
Like-
really heavy. Like
Yeah.
like Colin said, it had been open for like
So
100
long.
years, and yeah, they just shut it down like 15 years ago, and they've exhumed all these bodies and started IDing them.
How many times do they say you're just a couple of nickel boys?
Well, that's what they call themselves because it's like
Oh, okay.
it's like the nickel school of whatever.
Oh,
So they call themselves like the nickel boys because they're stuck at the school.
So,
So
like,
it's a lot of, like,
one
jokes
nickel.
on you, Cam.
it's a lot of whistling and pointing like Leonardo DiCaprio in that meme.
Yeah. Oh.
whoop.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. It's been really powerful so far. I've still got the second half to do, obviously. It flashes to the future when the kid has grown up, and I think it's supposed to be maybe like 2000. Like he's just gotten the internet and he's researching the school and everything. So it's not really jumping between those. Those are just brief flash forwards, but so I know he's going to survive, but he's got a friend that I don't think is going to make it to the second half. So yeah, it's a really powerful movie so far.
Don't spoil it for Jacob, guys. But how do you feel about it?
Don't spoil it.
I didn't see it. Can't
Colin?
wait.
I liked it to an extent. I think the way it's shot.
Yeah,
I
dude,
don't
Colin,
know.
talk about that. I didn't even mention that.
I think because it's like first person, so it's like you're seeing what the character is seeing.
Oh, that's weird.
So like the Elwood, he's the main character. So like the camera angle is just exactly what he's seeing. And like
What the heck?
I don't know, I didn't figure this out until probably like 20 minutes into the movie. And so it's like pretty jarring. I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's like what he's looking at. Or it wasn't 20 minutes, it was probably like 10. But like it took me a while to figure it out. And then it switches between him and his friend. So then all of a sudden, like, who's this other kid? But he's looking at Elwood and talking to him.
Oh,
And so
so you
that
couldn't
kind of
figure out
threw
like
me
who's the
off.
main character? Yeah.
And then they have all the, like Jacob said, it kind of switches to the future, and they have all these random clips in between of like, I think they're different things in his life that he's like seen. So I think it's just trying to show you like just important aspects of his life throughout from like the 60s all the way up to the 2000s.
Will it
so
win best cinematography, you think?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because of that?
It was definitely unique and interesting.
Did it take you out of it though a little bit, you said?
That was my problem with it. It's just because I didn't get used to it probably till 3/4 of the way into the movie when I was like, okay, I'm kind of seeing like what's going on. And then it got better, but for me it was like it kind of took me out of it initially, so I couldn't focus on the characters as much. Because that was probably my one complaint was like by the end of it, I wish the relationships had been developed more. Maybe they were. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but yeah.
Hey, final thoughts. Nickel Boys. Just a couple of Nickel Boys.
Excited to watch this one. I have heard a lot of good things about this.
It was good.
Nice.
Story's good. Like Jacob said, it's powerful.
Fascinating about the dead bodies. That's insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like
The fact that
abuse.
it actually happened.
Yeah, that's
It's like
ridiculous.
so crazy. Yeah.
I remembered
What-
reading the Wikipedia about that school, and then I realized that's what the
Mhm.
movie was about, and I was like, oh shoot.
Dang.
Yep.
Wow.
The next one, Davio, The Brutalist.
Brutalist. Okay.
Starring
some guys
Adrian
smoking
Brody.
A cig. It looks like there's an industrial field in the background. I'm gonna say this
Oh.
guy is a brutal guy, and he comes and he's the new safety manager at industrial field. And he's like, "Hey,
Safety
you need
manager.
to get in line, or I'm gonna shut this place down."
Is that true, guys?
Yeah, this is the Jacob Stalnaked biopic. Just a guy who's just totally brutal hang.
Stick in
Just
the mouth.
kidding.
I get
Just kidding. Brutalist. Yeah, this is I haven't seen this one, so someone else is gonna have to feedback on this.
I haven't seen it.
Adrian? What?
No one saw it.
Dang, what
It
is the
looks
plot?
sick.
Okay, let me look this up here.
It's about a architect who comes to America from
Becomes
Lithuania
successful.
or
That was
something.
close.
Uh-oh.
Yugoslavia.
It's a shrewd cautionary tale about pursuing. What is he pursuing?
Yeah, what
Nice.
Elijah said, I know that. He's like a Holocaust survivor and he moves to America and becomes an architect. And then there's something weird with like a guy who hires him to design a building. That's about all I know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Something
Oh.
happens.
It seems the
Movie
plot
where
seems
things happen.
so long. Like the plot synopsis is like 3 pages long.
Well, it's a 3.5 hour long movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Is it
god!
really? Holy
Yeah, the
that's
two
wow.
big narratives about this movie are how long it is. It has like an intermission. It's 3.5 hours long. There's with an intermission in the middle, and then this one's been caught up in a little what's the word I'm looking for? A controversy, where they apparently use some AI to doctor up the pronunciation of Adrian Brody's pronunciation because he was doing Yugoslavian accent or whatever, which he doesn't. He hasn't famously worked on as much as his Jamaican accent. He's very good at the Jamaican accent. If this was about a Jamaican architect, he would have had that locked down. He would have had it.
Yeah.
It's been great, but unfortunately, he was playing. What nationality is the guy? He's from like Brussels or something. I gotta look
Adrian
this up.
Brody? I don't even know.
No. The main character in The Brutalist.
I
Oh.
don't know. I haven't seen it.
Is it Adrian Brody?
It is Adrian Brody. Yep.
It is Adrian Brody.
Do you guys think this is the second time he's going to win an Oscar? Or millionth time? How many Oscars does this guy have?
This
I
would
think
just
he only
be his
won.
second.
Yeah, just one for The Pianist.
Do you think he's going to win?
I don't know. I haven't
There-
seen it.
Do you have another opinion?
There is an interesting dynamic
Brutal.
where
Snooze fest.
so he's up against for best brutal snooze fest. Oh, maybe I don't know. Has Sporto seen Brutalist? Are they doing?
Sporto's my dad, so
Does
I trust
Sporto
his
know
opinion.
something we don't?
I don't know.
You probably watched it.
maybe you watched it.
It's the interesting little under narrative here is that Adrian Brody was the previous youngest winner of Best Actor. He was the youngest man. So like currently on the record books, if you look up who's the youngest person to ever win Best Actor, it's Adrian Brody.
He was like
Now,
our age in
he's-
The Pianist.
He's going up against our boy Timmy, who if Timmy wins, then he would become the youngest person to ever win Best Actor. So there's a little bit of,
Tension.
Timmy deserves
Yeah.
it though.
A little bit of awkward vibes there if it happens. So something to keep an eye out for anybody that might be.
But it's
tuning
not.
into the
is-
ceremonies.
It's not Timmy for Dune Part 2, though. Is it Timmy for
No, it's
Complete
complete
Unknown?
Unknown.
Yeah.
Dang,
I will
what?
say though, it's funny that Timothy Chalamet is nominated for Complete Unknown when I think the best piece of acting he had all year was when he shouted "Your feet" in Dune. So
Wait, what did he shout?
in at the end of the movie, Christopher Walken's like, "You should bow at my feet," and he just
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
"Your feet."
Your feet.
I was like, he needs an Oscar for that line, and they gave it to him or they're nominating him for another movie.
Yeah, come on,
Anyways,
Wow.
that's a good narrative. That's a cool factoid.
Dave.
Hungarian. In the movie, Adrian Brody plays a guy who's Hungarian. I was saying Yugoslavian, but Hungarian is the nationality. So they zhuzhed up his Hungarian accent in a couple scenes using artificial intelligence, and then they also use our AI to like construct some buildings in some fashion. So that's been
How
a little bit of a
dare
drama.
they?
Controversial.
How
It's
dare
tricky.
they?
All right.
Wade, the
What
substance.
The substance. Okay. Is this like a horror flick? Let's say
Should we tell him? Should we tell him?
bioengineers
No,
maybe
no,
create
no.
a
Gotta guess.
Guess.
maybe
Wade,
they
come on.
create a chemically altered substance that gives people
Oh.
a second eye to spot more Oscar bait. I don't know.
She technically does. They do have a substance that technically does give her a second eye
4 out of 10, baby.
in some way.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
I think this goes in the dub column.
Nice.
Good job, Wade. You did it. What happens in this? Who's seen it?
I've seen it.
Colin?
Just two of us.
No.
Nope.
Dang. How'd you guys feel about it? What is
You
it?
go
What
first,
happens?
Jacob.
Okay. I thought it was really good, but I had to cover my eyes because I don't like gore, and this is a gory movie. It is
Dude.
So I was right.
shocking. It's body horror through and through. In the movie, there's an actress and she's turned 50 and she's being fired from her job because she's not pretty enough, and someone offers
She's
her
not pretty enough.
the
Was she a
substance.
model?
No, well, and that's actually part of the point of the movie is she's fine. She's attractive. She's pretty.
She's
But
Demi Moore. She's
but
more
because
than
of the
fine.
the standards, the beauty standards,
She's
looking
too old.
They're looking for somebody half her age, pretty much. So somebody mysterious offers her the substance, which will, and she doesn't really know exactly what it does, but what it does is it grows another person out of her body
What
who's
the-
half her age. It's freaky. And they have to alternate every week. She gets to be young for a week, and then she has to be herself for a week, or else terrible.
Wait,
terrible
but they
things
exist
happen.
at the same time?
Yeah, it's two different bodies. I mean, this body emerges from her body.
What happens to the body that's not doing anything? Just lays down.
Lies dead. It's like dormant in a room.
What the?
Yeah, it is weird and freaky. I don't think I would have liked it as much if I didn't watch it with my wife who really thought the messages and cautionary tales about beauty standards and things like that really actually kind of spoke to her. So in that way, it's kind of a chick flick. But
Date night.
but
Date
things
night movie.
things go bad, and I covered my eyes. It was disgusting. What about you, Elijah?
Well, let's just put it this way. After I saw this movie, I went to Letterboxd, as I often do when I finish a motion picture, and I added it directly to my woke list because this movie sucks, baby.
Dang, what?
Here we go. Here we go.
The old palette garbage.
Wow.
What?
It
Why
sucks.
does it suck? Come on.
If you want to say there's like some redeeming message quality, fine, I guess. It's just repulsive, totally disgusting. No, I don't need that in my life. I don't need that kind of disgusting repulsiveness in my life. Provides no edification to my being.
It's not
just like,
edifying your temple.
no, I don't need to see Margaret Qualley climbing out of Demi Moore's back and then sewing her back up.
Ugh.
Ugh. It's just like thinking about it, it's like scarred in my brain.
How does she know how to sew her back up?
She knows.
She's her. She remembers.
Because she's
but,
her. Part of
yeah.
it is her. It's like it's a little bit like that meme where it's like sewing / me sewing, ha ha ha, so fun, and then me reaping. Oh no, what the? That's like this whole movie is basically that. She just goes out when she's the young version, lives this fun party up lifestyle, and then when she's the old version of herself, she's like, why was I doing that when I was young and hot? And it's like, well, it's because you were young and hot, obviously. That's what young hot people do. Trust me, as one, I know. So that's kind of what the movie is about. But it sucks because it's just disgusting. There's a part where she's like repeatedly jamming a needle into this pus-filled injection site on her old body. And then at the end, spoiler alert, everyone, plug your ears if you don't want spoilers for the substance. She turns into this gigantic globule biological mass of repulsive, which is like, it's just like, I understand what they're trying to communicate. They're trying to communicate if you're chasing after beauty, you'll never catch it and you'll ultimately become this giant distorted monster. But it's just a little heavy-handed. And it's just like a little, the whole approach is a little too European for me, to be honest with you.
Dang.
So what's the deal with the two eyes then? Is that just
Because that's when she takes the substance and she splits, and that's like
That's where it starts. Her
Uh,
eye like splits at first. and
oh,
then
okay.
and
So that's like the
body
second
goes
person.
and then there's
So-
like a second person inside of her.
So-
Margaret Qualley
Yeah.
climbs out. So
There's some rumors that they kind of got from this movie the Clayface movie idea, like to kind of do like a horror movie Clayface Batman villain movie. So that's coming in 2 years.
I have a
So,
question regarding this movie, though.
Yeah.
If you were taking the substance, which young actor would you like to come outside of your body? Or transversely, which old actor would you be the person that came
an
out of?
attractive old man?
Yeah,
Oh.
which hot old guy would you be the young, cool substance for?
Well, I think obviously Leonardo DiCaprio would take the substance, and I would come out.
And then you come out.
Yeah,
There
you
go.
do look
That's
like
a good
Leo.
metaphor.
And
There
I'd
you
be
go.
the
I'll take
one
that.
to I'd be
That's
the one
great.
to steal all of his days and eventually turn him into a cancerous mess of gore.
Acceptable answer. That's a good answer. I can see that. I can see it.
Elijah, we know all your answer. It's Nick Cage.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Many people say I look like a younger, hotter Nick Cage. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
frequently.
Stealing that Declaration
Oh, man.
of Independence.
Mhm.
I like
All
it,
right.
guys. All right. Well, I don't like it, but
Last one, guys.
what is this, Wade? Wicked.
Obviously, musical. The Wicked Witch of the West from what's that movie? Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
I guess she's probably misunderstood. You know, that's probably how they do it these days. That evil's
No.
actually good and so forth. You know,
Wade.
that's how they go. That's my guess.
Should we give
Yeah.
it to him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
that's
give it to
a
him. He nailed
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Wade, you got 5 out of 10. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Everybody
woo!
celebrate.
Thank you.
Great job, Wade.
Was that better or worse than last year?
That
I
was way
think
better than last year.
Wade
Last
got
year
like
was last year
one?
was so many movies where I was like saying something completely stupid, and you guys were like, "Yeah, it's actually about the Holocaust." And I'm like, oh, shoot.
yeah, that happened like every time. It was like something actually very serious.
Yeah, it's the Holocaust again.
Better
Wade.
content, though.
Sorry.
There was a Holocaust. Did it happen? All right, guys. Wade, Wicked. I mean,
Whoa,
Yeah, I mean,
whoa, whoa.
Another take being said that I do not condone.
It's a joke.
I want to be very
Yeah,
clear.
I mean, I've heard some of the music from Wicked. I do like it, but I've not seen this one, and I've not seen the original musical.
I've
but-
seen this one. Saw it. It was.
Oh,
it was.
give us your takes then, Matt.
I thought it was okay. I mean, it's fun. It's well made. It's just not for me really. But the one thing I wrote in my Letterboxd review, my daughter cried. She came in at the last song and watched it, and then she like sobbed, like happy tears of joy. And I was like, "What in the world? Do I like this movie now?" Like I changed my whole perspective on the movie. Like little girls are gonna watch this, you know. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of into the song, you know. I don't care.
It's amazing what a daughter will do to a dad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Girl
So
dad.
I mean, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that they're like racist to all the animals and her for being green, but then there's like, you know, there's no real racism, but just racism towards animals and people who are green. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
They're like shockingly racist, like insane racist towards
Towards
green
the-
people
and the animals.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
The talking animals. Come on, they're
I
cool.
support being racist against animals. They're animals. Put 'em back in the. I'll come out with that take right now. Animals not on the same level of importance as human beings. Sue me. Put me in
They
prison.
Dude, come on.
Stop police. Get at
we
me.
need goats teaching us.
No,
Mhm.
goats are not as smart as humans. That's
I
my
need a
hot
bear
take.
to raise me. I want a mama bear to raise me.
What the? Wow.
We can't
No,
be
this
racist.
movie sucks too. This movie's trash.
Whoa!
Big hot
Whoa!
steam. Big hot
Whoa!
steam.
There it
Pile
is.
of garbage.
Oh shoot!
This one sucks in a way that's different than the way the substance sucks. So the substance sucks because it's repulsive, but at least the substance, again, like Amelia Perez, at least they're doing something. You got to give someone a high five. They're doing something. This is just like, come on, what are we doing here? And the whole thing looks like it was like made out of like Chat GPT or something.
Yeah, it's very shiny.
It's this gray. No, it's not. It's like the opposite of shiny. It's like a gray, like everything is a gray sheen and it all like blends into each other. Then this woman is moaning about being green the whole time. It's like, I don't care. What does it matter?
But she's also very conceited.
Yeah.
There's a whole song about how she's the greatest and whatever, and the wizard's gonna notice me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, whoa. But she's like majorly bullied. So
Because she's green?
yeah.
Who cares? I see green people all the time. They're great.
Gamora.
No.
Who is
Jake,
Gamora?
Let's hear the opposing view to that here.
All right, Jake, yeah.
Oh, did you like it? Oh.
I've loved Wicked long before this movie even existed. We saw it on Broadway 10 years ago. It was fantastic. I grew up watching The Wizard of Oz, obviously, so reframing it as something kind of nuanced like that really impressed me when I saw it. Listened to the music hundreds of times since then. So I was actually really worried for this movie, and I thought the first trailer was scary. I was like, oh shoot. I was like, this is gonna blow chunks again. Another musical that they can't get right on the big screen, and that they're gonna tarnish the reputation because it doesn't translate to a movie. Ariana Grande is gonna suck. This is garbage. They're splitting it into 2 parts. What are they doing? And they proved me wrong on every single point.
All those takes you had were right. They ended up being accurate.
Nope. It is the opposite of everything. It is perfect. I can't believe I doubted that they would split it into 2 movies because they fleshed out. They didn't really add many scenes. They didn't add any songs. They just fleshed and stretched everything out. Ariana Grande was phenomenal, and I think she deserves to win the Oscar. Blew my mind. And look, I'm not gonna hate on anybody for disliking the musical. It's not for everybody, but it's for me. My choice for Best Picture.
Dave, pull up that
Wait, did
comment.
you see Dune 2? What are we talking about here?
Let me say, Dune 2 is so close in second place, and if they weren't in the same year, it's Dune 2. Because
Am I going crazy right now?
on principle, I love that Dune 2 is there. I've watched all these movies, and you know I've enjoyed watching them. Well, I didn't watch all of them, but Dune 2 is just so ambitious. It's a hard choice.
I don't know, dude.
It's a hard choice, but because of who I am and because I am predispositioned to like this, it's my choice. Shrek for theater kids.
Wicked is just Shrek for theater kids.
Do you
agree?
Far away and everything. Yeah, it hits the same beats.
Dang.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Wicked.
No, because
so.
Shrek is good.
I'd rather watch Batman Forever for the rest of my life than watch Wicked again.
Yeah,
Wow.
me too. Sam.
That is a hot take.
Okay, here's another one from earlier.
Animals are
Gordo
food.
Gray's
My
Animals
guy.
Are food.
He gets it.
Racism
Okay, and then
towards
one
animals.
more here.
I agree, Elijah. The color grading for Wicked was so disappointing, especially for it being the World of Oz, which is supposed to be all fluorescent acid trip.
So this is the crazy thing on like Twitter and stuff. There are pictures going around of the sets, like all those sets they built. They're real like places that they built, and for somehow they made it look like the whole thing was shot on the volume in Disney. Like somehow these like gigantic, massive, elaborate sets with these like crazy, designs to them. They made it look like it was all CGI. I don't know how you do that. How do you make it look like CGI? Crazy.
They did have kind of that Disney animal effect, but I guess you kind of need that for when you have animals talking, I guess, right?
No, but just like the whole, like all the like backgrounds and the sets and things, everything they were on looked like it was shot in front of a green screen. Plus, it was so boring. I think I took the naps like 3 times. It sucked. Also, wait. So, what do you think about the whole like eating disorder of it all? Do we have any takes on that, Jake?
Huh?
What eating
She was
disorder?
like
Eating disorder.
Ariana Grande clearly like unwell.
Oh,
There's
yes.
something going on. She is not well.
I don't even care.
She's not
about
well.
whatever. Yeah.
Both of
It's
them are not well.
distracting.
Both of them are not well.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're
I'm like,
oddballs
seriously,
outside-
you need to see
outside
a
of the movie.
doctor.
The way they were reacting to this movie was very strange in the marketing and stuff, where they're like sobbing, like just crying and like what is going on? It's very weird.
There's something going. There's something more going on there.
It's realistic it's an authentic theater production with theater kids. They're crying once it's over. Oh, this meant so much to us. They're cheating on their families with other cast members.
Oh yeah, what the heck?
The behind the scenes drama is so true of theater kids that it's actually annoying.
Theater kids.
That was
Wow,
not a
you
theater
did.
They
kids.
can
I
be
don't
pretty
have
bad.
any- One time
Colin.
I played Jesus in a theater production.
You did?
Yeah,
Dang. I can
great.
see it.
I was great at it.
You're great at being Jesus.
There are rave reviews from many people. I'll just leave it at that.
Colin, how'd you feel about it?
It was all right. It was good. Here's my thing. I'm kind of in the middle of both of you guys because musicals are not really my thing, especially like when I go to the movie theater and they just start singing in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it's not just Wicked; it's like kind of every musical. Like Complete Unknown is different because the songs were actually like what he's singing.
That's
But,
not a
like,
musical.
No, yeah,
like
it's biopic.
just a movie with music.
But like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. But when it's somewhat like, because it's one thing to go to a theater like and watch a play. Like for me, that's different. But if I'm in a movie theater and people are just singing for like 30 minutes, I'm just like,
Oh,
okay.
did that happen?
Well, no, it's just no. People weren't singing, but like
Oh, okay.
characters in the movie are just singing the entire time. It's just like it's not really for me. So I was like, yeah, it was good. My wife.
The one thing I
loved it.
can't. Oh, she loved it.
Loved
The
it.
one thing I can't stand is when you're like singing
That's why
like
he
really
said he was
loud.
mid.
You're like belting, and then all of a sudden you say like 3 words in your normal voice, and then you go back to singing. I hate that. I don't know why. It gives me like this ultimate cringe. Like, I hope you're happy now. I hope you're happy now. I hate that so much. It bothers me.
Oh,
Sorry,
Lord.
but yeah.
I will say that one song from this, and this is probably partially why I hate it, is I got that popular thing stuck in my head. Popular. Now it's just like it's in my head. Now it'll be in my head for the next 4 days.
That's an earworm.
Popular.
Wow.
And it's
Nice.
The good thing to come out of Wicked, though, I will say this: Wicked as a whole, the Wicked universe, is that the best thing to come out of Wicked is that Idina Menzel was was in the original like theater production, correct?
Yes.
Is that right? That's right, correct. Anyway, because of that, she got the role in Frozen, which led to her being nominated at an award ceremony, which she won, which led to John Travolta being on stage to announce Adele Dazeem. And that was one of the greatest moments in human history. So
What
I
a
will
domino
say
effect.
that's
Wow.
the best thing to come out of Wicked is that.
That's great.
Adele Dazeem. Funniest clip.
So
If you haven't seen the John Travolta Adele Nazim clip yet, go look that up after this is over.
that's amazing. Wade, you got 5 out of 10, guys. I feel like
Pretty good.
the one thing we didn't talk about was Timothy Chalamet's like performance singing. Like we didn't even talk about how did he do singing?
Yeah, it
Like
was really
doing
good.
it's like a Bob Dylan impression. Or
Well,
was
it's
it
funny
bad?
because you
Was it
look
good or
at
bad?
him. It was good. You look at him and you're like, that's just Timothy Chalamet in a poofy hair. That's stupid. But then he starts talking and singing, and you're like, oh, that's actually pretty darn convincing.
Dang.
Like when his face wasn't on screen, but he was singing, I was actually like, are they using Bob Dylan clips? But then they show it's him, and you're like, okay, that's just him.
Cool.
He didn't really look it, but he sounded it.
Well,
Yeah, and then he went on SNL and he played some Bob Dylan deep cuts. And I was like, that's my guy, because he was playing the good stuff.
oh
Mhm.
yeah. Zero interest in the Oscars or any of these movies.
Dune 2?
Well,
What about Dune
You're
2,
interested in
Sporto?
Dune
Dune 2.
Yeah.
That was-
thanks for tuning
was
in
his
anyways,
movie.
Bordeaux. All right, Cam, we got a question here real quick.
Cam, are you worried your son is going to grow up hating Superman and want to destroy him? Possibly. My son's name is Luther, after all. So, will he rise up against Superman with
Good
kryptonite?
riddance.
Okay, another
Good
comment
riddance
we
to
got.
Superman.
Who needs Superman anyway?
I'm going to need you to never compare Mrs. Doubtfire to that trash movie ever again.
Yeah, just watch
That's
Mrs.
what it was.
Doubtfire. You'll have a better
Yeah.
I
time.
might say
yeah.
Mrs.
You'll have
Doubtfire's
a
trash
better
too.
time.
So
Oh.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire is a
It's
little
like
rough.
it's like Elijah said. If you want to watch Mrs. Doubtfire, go watch Mrs. Doubtfire. If you want to watch Narcos, go watch Narcos.
One thing Elijah and Cynthia Erivo have in common: playing Jesus on stage.
Ooh,
Oh,
Did you see
man.
she got
done
cast
that?
as Jesus?
in Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yeah, what the heck? That's
Yeah,
weird.
dude, that's
That is
terrible.
weird.
That's
But-
messed
Me
up.
That's a
and
guy's role
Cynthia.
too. That's written for a guy.
Messed up.
Okay, last few comments here.
Oh, you're saying in the play? I thought you were just saying Jesus in general, the character. of
Well,
Jesus
both,
and-
you know.
I think I'd want Al Pacino to be me.
I think
Okay.
that's
Okay.
going back to when we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
And then he said
Or Betty White. Oh, okay.
Al Pacino's a good one. I wish I had thought of Al Pacino.
Can I add one honorable mention?
Yeah, please do.
And this is what makes me angry about Amelia Perez is because I've seen a movie this year that's better than it. That should have its spot as a best
seen a
picture nominee.
couple movies.
I've seen
that are
a
better
lot
than
of
it.
movies.
Okay, I've seen a dozen.
Craven the
movies.
Hunter.
There's a movie that came out this year. It's nominated for best screenplay and best supporting actor. It's called A Real Pain. It's written and directed and starring it's written and directed by and starring Jesse Eisenberg.
And Kieran Culkin, right?
And Kieran Culkin plays his cousin. It's about two cousins who their grandmother has just died. They used to be close. They're not as much anymore. And they go on a heritage tour in Poland. She was a Holocaust survivor as a little girl. They go on a heritage tour to kind of learn her experience, and their whole thing is they want to see where she grew up. And it's just it's a little movie about the two of them. It's an entire movie of pretty much just them walking and talking with their tour group. It is phenomenally written. It's brilliantly acted. Jesse Eisenberg's character is a little, he's now a little stuck up and a little role oriented, and Kieran Culkin's character is very
Is he trying to take down Superman?
no, but
Jolly Ranchers.
He plays it fast and loose, and he's really trying to connect with his heritage. And it was one of my favorite movies I've seen in the past year. When it didn't get a nomination for Best Picture, I was pretty upset with movies that kind of took its place that I wasn't a fan of. So
yeah, you're right. They should have taken out Wicked and put that one in instead.
Is there any other movies they did not put in the Best Pictures, guys? Any other movies that you think were better or should have been on the list?
Yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for sure.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Den of Thieves
visuals-
2, Pantera.
Den of Thieves 2. Craven the Hunter was definitely better than Amelia Perez. Craven the Hunter.
You didn't see Amelia Perez.
Flight
You
Risk?
don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
What about Madam Web? What about Venom: The Last Dance?
Yeah, all the Sony movies.
All the Sony movies combined.
Was Madam Web this year? That feels like that was like 15 years ago.
I know.
It's February 2024.
Wow,
Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, yikes.
Oh wait, okay. Wait, we got a few more comments before we end this out, guys. Wait, we do need to talk. Let's read this one. Can I ask why Elijah hates Ms. Doubtfire?
I just don't endorse the trans agenda in America today. No, I don't know. I've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire, actually. I was just having faith.
It's not even trans. It's just a.
It's cross-dressing.
Okay, cross-dressing, drag.
Oh gosh.
I don't support drag queens.
Guys, okay.
Chappell Roan songs are pretty good, though. Some of those. Pink Pony Club, it's a pretty good song.
Okay. So we didn't talk about the best actors. I do want to talk about that.
Sure.
So who are the best actors nominated?
Oh, don't need to do
Timmy,
it.
Adrian Brody,
Ralph Fiennes, Coleman Domingo, and Sebastian Stan. Wow.
Seb Stan.
Does Seb Stan deserve it? He's playing Trump,
It's
right?
not for Winter Soldier. No,
Not
it's
for
for a
Winter Soldier.
different movie. He plays a guy who has a deformity.
That's
and
right. The
then-
facial stuff.
Yeah, and then gets the deformity fixed, and something happens.
Did any of you guys see The Apprentice or Sing Sing?
No, but I do want to say I love that Coleman Domingo has been in good movie after good movie after good movie these past couple of years. He has shaken the stink of Fear the Walking Dead. It is so far behind him. He's a perennial Oscar favorite now, and nobody even cares that he was on Fear the Walking Dead for like 8 years.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Because that will stay with you forever.
Good for
Maybe
him.
that's-
He
maybe
has
that's why.
shaken it. He
He had
has
to
shaken it.
cut his teeth on the hard times to get him the good stuff.
Who do you guys think is going to win Best Actor?
So you said it was Ralph Fiennes, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. Adrian Brody, Sebastian Stan, and Coleman Domingo.
I think Timmy does it.
I hope Timmy does it, dude. Or Sebastian
He deserves
Stan.
it, yeah.
Or man, even Ralph Fiennes is so underrated. He doesn't have an Oscar under his belt. You know?
I'm going there. Ralph
I don't
Fiennes.
think it'll be Ralph Fiennes, but I if I had to guess, I would guess Timmy or Adrian Brody, one of those two.
All right, Best Actress, Fernanda
Hey, let's-
Torres. What?
Wild Robot.
Oh, Wild
That
Robot.
should be a Best Picture nominee.
That
is
was
one of
good.
the
Yeah,
best movies I've
so
seen all
freaking
year.
good.
That should have been, even though it's animated, nominated.
agree,
for
Nifty
Best
Thrifty.
Picture.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't watch cartoons. I'm an adult.
I love that take that you have. Do we care about Best Actresses?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fernando Torres, Carla Gascon, Mikey Madison, Demi Moore, or Cynthia Erivo. Who do you think pulls it out?
I think it's
Gets
Demi
it?
Moore.
Demi Moore. You think she gets it?
Probably, yeah, because she's got a narrative on her side. You know, she's
Yeah.
she's
Dang.
an established Hollywood vet, big comeback movie. That's a shoo-in, I think.
All right.
Unless it's Fernando Torres.
Yep.
All right.
Fernando Torres. He's still
I
kicking
do
it.
want to talk about visual effects. Oscar noms.
Craven the Hunter.
Craven the Hunter.
Craven the Hunter.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm googling it.
In the meantime, okay.
Yeah, go for it, Jake.
Should
While
be
you
good.
Google it,
What-
while you
what-
talk.
what- this is
Talking
a
about
conversation.
talking about Wild Robot, the best animated feature is pretty stacked this year too. You have the Wild Robot, which was just, I mean, fantastic. You've got Wallace and Gromit, which is an Oscar's favorite every time they show up. I grew up watching Wallace and Gromit. The new one was fantastic. I love that. You've got Inside Out 2, which was great. That was I think it's one of Pixar's best sequels, and I had pretty low expectations, so it just blew me away. There's a movie called Memoir of a Snail. Haven't watched
Was that
it.
good?
Don't know what it's about.
It was about a
and
snail and the snail's memoirs.
he writes what he knew. It's a memoir. But then there's Flow, which is I think it's
about the progressive and life insurance girl.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
It's
Finally got a movie.
I think it's Latvian, but there's no language. There's no talking. It's animals. I guess it's at some point in the future. There's mysterious floods in the world. Water goes up and down randomly, and it's about a group of animals who get stuck together on a boat. But again, there's no dialogue. They all interact as if they were animals with no like human characteristics. And that it was just incredible.
Cool.
Can't recommend it enough.
Keep a tab in that for when I have kids someday.
Wild Robot should win. All right, here's the contenders for best visual effects: Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes,
That's the win.
Better
Dune.
Man, Wicked, and Alien Romulus. I hope it's Dune
Oh.
Part 2.
Not a big Better Man fan, Cam?
I don't know
Thought
what
you
Better
liked
Man
that.
is.
The monkey movie, the monkey English.
Oh,
pop
the
star movie.
monkey! Did you like that, Robbie? Whatever his
No,
name
it just like weirds me out because all I can see is the Caesar.
No. Koba.
Koba.
Koba Nation.
If it was
Koba.
Koba,
Yeah,
just a movie about Koba where he gets to live his best life and just doing dance numbers.
Koba was right.
It's a Planet of the Apes. What if? With-
Justice
Remember
for
when
Koba.
we decided Koba was right, didn't we, in the pod?
Yeah.
Ugh,
That was right.
I
Koba
don't.
was right.
All right, guys. Any final Oscar thoughts before we head out of here? Is there any final comments, Wade, that we haven't addressed?
Few, yeah.
All right. Wow. Do we care about best actresses? Are we not welcome here? I just didn't know.
All female
care.
are welcome to listen.
All female. Yeah. I just didn't know if the boys were interested. You know,
I'm always interested in the plight of women. Okay.
they didn't bring back Bing Bong for Inside Out 2, which immediately makes it a 0 out of 10. Ooh.
Yeah, Bing Bong died though, and
Yeah, he-
He had
I
a
thought he
painful
didn't
death.
exist anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of those things are.
Good. You don't want to know. You would cry. All right. Is that it,
Yep.
Wade?
should be it.
Dang. Guys, we did it. Our third one in a
Did it,
row.
guys.
It only took an hour and 25 minutes to break down this. I think what our last one was like 2 hours long, right?
Good. We need to
That's
trim it up.
We
trim it up,
did it.
trim
We
it
did
up.
it much better this
We're
time.
getting more
Yes.
efficient.
yeah. Somehow it was 2 hours long.
Oh, hey, one more quick one.
Is Chris Rock hosting again?
You can
I
only
hope we
hope.
get
so.
us. Dude, who's gonna slap Conan? That's our final question, guys. Who's gonna go up and slap Conan O'Brien?
Rafe Fiennes.
I think that was one of my takes from last year. Is like every year they should let Will Smith slap someone at the Oscars,
Yeah.
and like we don't know who it is, and the slap's gonna happen.
It just
That would get
happens.
that would get the ratings up.
And it
Again.
like improves that person's career.
Yeah, you got slapped. Oh, 2026, you got slapped, and you were the Will Smith slap.
Dang, dude. Yeah, let's put you in that movie. I don't know if
Chosen.
Chris Rock has actually gotten better or not.
Put me in touch with the Oscars producers. I that's my idea to get the numbers up.
The slap segment.
That's right. It's
All right,
happening
guys.
Sometime
All
during
right.
the telecast.
Guys,
guys.
any final words of wisdom I'll give it to Elijah. I'll give you the last note, Elijah. Any final words?
Wicked sucks. Animated movies are for children. Grow up, watch a real movie like Den of Thieves 2, Pantera.
All right,
They really
guys.
should call you the brutalist,
American legend.
honestly.
You're kind of a
Bob Dylan.
brutalist.
Bob Dylan, I love you. Bob Dylan forever. My king. Street Legal, underrated album.
Oh, wait. There's one last comment. Should they give a slap instead of an Oscar?
Yes.
Slap is the
everyone
new
gets-
reward. I
everyone's
agree with
getting
that.
slapped.
For being in the movie industry. Just kidding. All right, guys. We love you so much. Thanks for following along.
Thanks for following along, guys.
Make sure to email us at the Webinar Seminar Podcast at Gmail. It's very long, right? Wade?
just Webinar Seminar Podcast at gmail.com.
You got it wrong.
Sorry.
No,
And comment here, like and subscribe. Stick around. Next week we're talking about James Gunn and all the things that he is doing with his new universe. So make sure to come back and watch it and be here with us. We love you guys. Peace. Web Nation.
The Webinar Seminar.